There, Dex, how are you? Let's see. I have our friend UK Medic up for some watch hours, and I have Ivy up for some watch hours. So how is everyone? Sorry, my cat is demanding some attention. I'll be right with everyone. There we go. As well, I see that our friend Mayhem Miracles is up. So I'm going to share her out. Flower is here. Flower, how are you? Sorry, slightly distracted, but I'm getting it together. I'm just going to share out Masha. And, well, first I'm going to leave a little comment, and then I'm going to like, and then I'm going to share her out. There we go. All right. Flower says she is good. Adventure Nomad is here. Adventure, how are you? I'm doing pretty well. I'm Jamaican is here. Hello, my friend. How are you? Appreciate you guys being here. What I'm gonna do, first I'm gonna bring up our friend Adventure Nomad. I'm gonna bring up his channel to see what's new. Adventure Travel says I'm good. May I ask what part of the US are you from? He's in Ontario. Ontario. Beautiful, beautiful area. I've spent a little bit of time there. I'm from the mid-Atlantic area. I'm in the state of Maryland, in between Baltimore and Washington, D.C. What part of Ontario? I've been to Toronto a few times. I camped out in Algonquin Park. Absolutely loved Algonquin Park. I love all of Canada, to be honest with you. Our friend Jacob's here. Jacob says, hey, Mr. Eric, salute to you, brother. Salute to you as well. Laradox is here. So, have you guys visited Adventure Nomad? 2 shorts up for right now, but I'm sure he's growing his channel. He said the other day that he wanted to expand his YouTube presence. I forget the expression that you used. Super YouTuber, something along those lines. Flower says, I hope Miss Dottie comes in today. I hope so too. Adventure Travel says, I was raised in Toronto. I now live in rural Ontario near Bancroft, Ontario, which is not too far from Algonquin. Man, that's a beautiful area. We saw moose. I didn't see any wolves, but we heard them. Didn't see any bears there. Although, interesting enough, I had read that Algonquin Park is one of the few places where black bears actually will hunt and stalk people, humans, as prey. Normally, black bears are fairly shy. They don't mess with people that much. Occasionally, if there's a bad encounter. But in Algonquin, they seem to take them to be prey. Interesting. And let's see. Let's check out I'm Jamaican's channel. I thought I was subscribed to him, but I'm not. I'm going to fix that now. I am Jamaican. Are you still with us? I just subscribed to your channel. I'm also subscribed to Adventure Nomad. Excellent name, by the way. Adventure Nomad says there's a rare black bear that will do that. And yes, few people every year die from bear attacks, but I would not say they stalk humans. I had heard that Algonquin Park was one of the few places where that's been known to happen on more than one occasion. Maybe it's been a while. I spent a lot of time in black bear territory, backpacking and camping, and never had any issues. I always enjoy seeing them. I might have to Google that up. Adventure Nomad says that has definitely happened in Algonquin Park. Wow. Our friend Goldie's here. Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. And I'm Jamaican says, thanks, Yogi. You're welcome. I love supporting as many people as I can. As well, what I look for, channels that have positive energy, that are doing their thing, their own creativity. Doesn't have to be my thing. I'm friends with quite a few gaming channels, and I support them. I just shared one out, actually, just a little bit. But gaming itself isn't my thing. But these channels are just so positive. They put out so much good vibes. You got to support them. And that's why I was really happy to see Adventure Nomad come here. I like what he wants to do. I like his description of his channel. And then I went and just visited our friend, I'm Jamaican. And again, he's got a great channel, putting his own spin on things. You know what I mean? To me, that's what YouTube needs. There's a whole lot of stuff on YouTube, but not a lot of it is just people being their authentic selves. William Downey is here. William, how are you? Appreciate you stopping by last night. Sorry we were just about closing up shop. Oh, I missed Brian Lane. Brian, how are you? What's new with you, Brian? Brian has put out some awesome content in the last couple of days, just sharing some great insights. Flower says, hello, Miss Goldie Gold. Uh, um, Adventure Nomad said, when I said I was a big time YouTuber, I was being sarcastic. I thought you had said that you wanted to be a big time YouTuber, which, you know, it's a pretty good goal if that's what you want. I want to be a small time YouTuber that does just well enough, that maybe can help a few people, maybe inspire a few people, maybe have some conversations that help people heal and feel better. I'll tell you what, if just a few people came in a live stream and they walked away and said, you know what, I feel just a little bit better for having been there, then I will consider my channel a great, great success. Richard Nomad says I will try and do more soon. Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing more about stealth camping. That whole idea fascinates me. Goldie is in her last hour at work for today. Well, I'm glad we can keep you company, Goldie. William says, nice, he's off today. Today a lifting day, William? Let's see. I'm going to bring up William's channel. So, hey, for my fitness friends, for all my friends, check out William Downey's channel. Especially those who are a little more into weights than they are the body weight stuff. We got William hitting 225. When I watched that the other day, I think you got, what did you get, 6 or 7 reps? I don't remember. It was about a week ago that I watched it. William says, yes, sir, I'm good. Awesome. Brian says he's good. Thanks. How was the day, Eric? No, don't have a clue. What I'm sharing next will just be a flow and a side bend in the moment. It's always a fun way of doing it. Flower says, my heart keeps stopping when I see the name Jacob. I imagine Jacob will make his way back here again. Jacob K. Whether or not he comes back as Jacob K, or what was it, Jacob A, or Chris K, or maybe he will be Bob W, Sean H, who knows? Adventure Nomad said, did you say you were a veteran? No, I'm not. My person, my ex-wife, my Mocha, she's a Air Force veteran, 23 and a half years, retired. And my father was a veteran. Flower says, and I hope Michael's well too. I do too. William says it is, but first I have some errands to run. What's on the workout plate for today? Putting in some big numbers, man. Repping out with 225 is no joke. Goldie says, lovely flower. Be so beautiful. I know that what you mean, but in my case, it's a different name. William's going to do some shoulder work today, and maybe some triceps. Awesome. I always enjoyed shoulder work, whether I was doing it with weights or regular weights, barbells, dumbbells, or kettlebells. As a matter of fact, kettlebell presses, one of my favorite moves. It's been a bit though. Emma's Purpose is here. Hello, my friend. William says, Yogi, thanks for the support. Sir, you're welcome, my friend. It's a perfect opportunity. You guys can check out each other's channels, give some support. Again, I think particularly Jacob and Brian would appreciate William. Emma says, blessing Yogi. Thank you for that. Goldie says, well done, Eric. You're keeping up with the chat. Well, thank you. I'm doing my best. I'm learning to skip over some things, focus in on the most pertinent ones. You also get the opportunity to use the word pertinent. Let's see. Brian says, I like to help people, Eric, but sometimes I also like to just flow like the Tao and let people find their own way. I agree with that. And I get that sense on your channel, Brian, that, whenever I listen to you talk, nothing's overplanned. You're just speaking straight from the heart. It's always a great thing to see. Brian says, but goals also help people find light within them. This is true. In Zen, it's often referred to as the goalless goal. You don't get there without trying, without direction. And if you try too hard and for too long, you don't get there either. You have to work until you get to that sense of letting go. And then intuitively, you know exactly when to let go. In Taoism, effortless effort. And people might say that's a paradox. And the answer to that is yes, it is a paradox, for sure. I was thinking maybe our friend Barb might stop by. I had a chat with her earlier this morning on Facebook. Hey, Night Watcher is here. I didn't see him come in. When did that happen? Oh, and Jacob, how's the knee feeling? Sometimes I think bodyweight squats can be tougher on the joints than barbell squats. Barbell squats, we're normally not doing super high reps. And when we do bodyweight squats, especially with burpees, we're talking hundreds of reps. Odom says, chest day for me. Odom, how are you? Odom, you got a nice little home gym set up. Brian says, don't forget to hit the like. Thank you for that. Actually, people are on the ball with hitting the like button. Thank you, guys. Very much appreciated. So, I was talking about my own YouTube channel, and I've talked about this with Goldie. Both her and I talked about contentment. I think there's, absolutely nothing wrong for shooting to have as big of a YouTube presence as you want. That's pretty cool. It's a good goal. Um, but for me, as I said, if people just came in and hung out, even for a few minutes, and they left and said, I just feel a little bit better, that would be pretty cool. There's a book, I talked about this before, Dan Harris, ABC, I think it was ABC news correspondent who had an on-air panic attack, which sent him spiraling down the path of anxiety. If you're on the news and you have a panic attack, and you could see it happening, then every time you go on camera, you're afraid it's going to happen again. So the anxiety feeds into more anxiety. He finally, unable to get help medically, therapeutically, he got help through meditation, mindfulness. And he wrote a book called 10% Happier. And when you suffer from anxiety or depression, 10% is actually quite a bit. To just be 10% happier in that regular, even-keeled mode that we often find ourselves in is no small thing. William says, besides exercise, my channel is cooking, my dogs, just being me, and just a smidge of walking the fine line of appropriate and inappropriate. That's a good line to walk. That means you're being authentic, for one. And also, sometimes you got a good sense of humor. It veers towards a little bit that, inappropriate. And knowing how to walk that line is definitely an art form. That's awesome content. So guys, definitely check out William. Ahmed says, great sir. Brian says, man, I wanted to do more yesterday with the 6-pump burpees, but camera's been stopping at like the hour in time. Storage. I'm having some storage issues because I got so many videos that I've been taking out in nature to do for future shorts. Brian says, yesterday it was fun in the sun to just do the reps. Kind of slow, felt great. I've gone more and more in that approach myself. After, almost 2 years of doing the Busy Dad, how many reps can I get in 20 minutes? I needed a break from that kind of pace. Jacob says, thanks for asking, brother. It's hurting more today than yesterday. When and now the yard felt pain going up and down the hill, just trying to keep my head up, soak it up, and just recover. Well, I see you getting in the high rep pumps, so no doubt you're working your way around it. Our friend Kayla Boo is here. Kayla says, anyway, sorry I don't talk much, but I lurk, dude. Hey, I appreciate that. Always appreciate your presence. I haven't seen you live for a bit. I look for you in the mornings. My mornings. Kayla Booth says, much love. Thank you for that. Kayla's another, I'm always tempted to say a gaming channel, but she just brings, more to it than that. But it's another channel. Again, traditionally, I'm not, I don't do games myself, but when you come across these channels that are just putting out good vibes, you want to support them. And Kayla definitely puts out good vibes. Jacob says, move the art, I mean. Yeah, that's not easy with a hurt knee, that's for sure. Brian says, you ever try sticking your legs in ice water? That will definitely help with the inflammation. Does anyone here do the cold therapy? Brian says, I like to ice bath if I have any pain. It's been a while since I've done it. I used to do it every day. More importantly, though, I love the sauna. Health-wise, sauna is just incredible. Lowers the blood pressure, um, increases proper hormonal health, as well as providing a very, very low-key, extremely low impact cardio workout because your heart rate raises. So you're literally burning calories and getting a workout in just by sitting in the heat. The key is don't go into a sauna at max temperature and sit in there for 5 minutes and then go out and get in the cold. You want to be in there for 20 to 30 minutes so that your body starts to release the hormones that we need, including growth hormone and testosterone for those guys who are looking for that boost. It was vital for me back when I was ultra running. Goldie says, Eric, upload them and keep them private until you want to make them public shorts. Yeah, I don't want to upload them to my desktop because it's hard for me to navigate on my desktop between uploading. Let's just say I'm technically deficient in so many areas. Flower says, Eric, I'll be back. Got to go. All right, Flower. I'll be looking for you. Jacob says I put ice bags on it, but no ice bath. The ice bath, total immersion definitely helps. Brian says, Jacob, you're doing a great job with your workouts. You are natural at doing them. And that's what I believed when I first saw your video. Yep. Brian contacted me and said, hey, you got to check out Jacob. And I'm glad he did. Brian says I do cold showers every day and sometimes ice bath 2 times a week. Milka's here. Milka says, so I need a sauna then. Does your gym have a sauna? I know we both have a little home sauna. It's just not the same. I tried. For me, it was a temporary fix during the COVID shutdown. And then when the COVID shutdown was no longer shut down, the place I went to that had a sauna went out of business, sadly. Jacob says, thank you, brother. I see the same in you, too, when I came across your channel. Not just fitness and burpees, but the spiritual vibes and inspiring, too. As always, to you, Brian. Yeah, Brian has an awesome message to put out there. Tokyo's here. Hello, my friend. How are you, buddy? I'm doing good. I was mentioning you. I was mentioning my gamers. Tokyo, Smitty, Caleb Boo. Again, to say gamer, that's just a label. For me, you guys are just putting out. It's a place to hang out, make new friends, hang out. And the gaming almost feels, I don't want to say incidental because it's a big feature, but adjunctant to what you guys do. The conversation. William says, I have to run. Yogi, take care, sir. See you in the next. Thank you, William. I appreciate you coming in. Brian says, you guys want to know how I got into spiritual stuff? And this is the truth. From watching Lester Alexander video in 2021, made me get interested in the awakening thing. There's always some kind of spark for everyone. For me, I always felt it from a young age on. something about, you know, in Christianity, for me, something about the Catholic faith just seemed very, very mystical. So many of the great Christian mystics came from the Catholic faith. I'm not saying one is better than the other, um, and I hope no one takes it that way. It was just, for me, I started out in Christianity. But sadly, I was never exposed to Christian mystics in Catholic school. It was frowned upon to talk about them too much. Mystics aren't always welcomed by the church because a lot of churches are political. Of course, with the Catholic Church probably being the most political. Goldie says, how are you, Mocha? Turkey says, we appreciate you so much, my friend. Glad to have your support. Means the world, buddy. And I feel the same. So, guys, definitely check out Tokyo, as well as Smitty Deuces. I have on my community page, I share them out every time they go live, as often as I can. I might miss a day or two, but I try whenever I see them. I like to go in, I like to chat, let them know that I'm there. Kay's here. Kay says, hey Yogi in the chat. Kay, how are you? Night Watcher is here. We get a nopes from Night Watcher. Kay, how have you been? I have a let's see. I have a video to check out from Kay. I saw that she went she did a live workout session this morning. But I didn't get a chance to check it out. Was today a Peloton day? Night Watcher says, accidentally wrote that in Bengali. It was interesting to see, though. Goldie says, tired is a constant state for me, but I'm happy. Less than 30 minutes of work today. Awesome. Night Watcher says, I meant to say sorry for being late. Not a problem. Kay says, yes, Peloton. That looks like so much fun. I've never been on a Peloton. I've considered it. I'm also considering one day getting a rowing machine. It has been quite some time since I've rowed. I actually thought about with the concept too, so that I could do competitive rowing. Virtual competitive rowing. Kay says, it almost got me. I thought today was Monday. Yeah, these 3-day weekends can throw us off. Brian says, Eric, that's Leor Alexandra is a big YouTuber that does law of attraction and spiritual. She was just an influencer when I was trying to quit drugs and helped me want to dive deeper into spiritual awakening. Yeah, again, those triggers, those things that just show up in our life when we need them the most. Deepak Chopra would call it synchrodestiny, that we're following the path of destination through the synchronicities that occur through our lives. And we all have them. The synchronicities being those meaningful coincidences that when we view them, at first we might say, well, it's just a coincidence. But then when we really look into them, we see the significance, which is what makes them a synchronicity. Carl Jung he's the one who termed them synchronicities, because it has that it has a specific meaning for us, and we've all had it. You think of someone you haven't thought about in years, and a day later the phone rings and it's them, and they say, "Hey, I was just thinking about you." I recall one occasion picking up the phone back in the days of landline to call a friend, and I didn't get a dial tone, and I said hello, and a voice on the other end said hello, and it was my friend who also didn't get a dial tone. Somehow we just got connected. We both picked up the phone and called each other, and we were there. Little things like that don't seem so little in light of our awareness. Ahmed says, "Sir, I start exercise with your video. That's awesome. Man, I'm really happy to hear that." Let's see. Nightwatcher says, "How do you confuse me with Ahmed?" Oops, I missed that. It's stuff like that happens. Gordy says it's not your fault, Ahmed. Mocha says Eric has wanted a rowing machine for as long as I've known him. This is true. It's a great workout. It's a way of, if you want to train specifically to be competitive, you have that option as well. Brian says, "Anyway, I wish everyone a blessed day. I'm going to head out." So that's Brian's closing. If you watch his videos, a salute going right into the peace sign, which is the perfect symbolism for Brian. The salute, because he's such a respectful person, and then the peace sign, because this is someone who has made peace. The war that he had within himself that led him to do all the stuff that he describes on his channel. I won't say anything. Brian openly shares his journey on his channel, so definitely spend some time, dive into videos, and watch him tell his story. Absolutely amazing. And I know so many people who come through that type of hell that Brian has been through, but they never get that sense of peace. You're still fighting. You're fighting the addiction. You're fighting this. You're fighting that. But Brian is one of the fortunate ones, and he made his own fortune, as well as no small amount of grace. We can't do anything without grace. But he's found his way to peace. Certain people, you get that sense. Doesn't mean everything's always even keeled, but you know that they're striving for that peace. I always get a great peaceful vibe from our friend Goldie. And you can almost tell the gardening people. I think the gardening people carry the peace they get from having their hands in earth, from feeling the sun on their back. I think they carry that peace with them to the rest of their lives. Flowers back, saying hi to Miss Mocha with the exclamation points and 2 stars this time. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mocha only gardened 1 star yesterday. Mocha has been promoted 2 stars. Ahmed says, it's my keyboard problem, my friend. Kay says, Mocha, it's time to get one then. It's on the bucket list. It's been on the bucket list for 23 years. Now, to be fair, for some of that time, we would go to a gym that had a rowing machine. So when I got the urge, I could use it. I should have got one during the shutdown. I should have invested in a rower instead of investing in my home sauna, which just, again, it's just not the same. Mud says, thanks for your kindness, sir, and to you as well, my friend. You've been a huge supporter for me, and I can't say thank you enough. And you know what? I could scroll up. I could eventually work my way to the bottom of this chat, which I'm doing my best to do, and work my way up and give a sincere thank you for the love and support that each of you have given me. And maybe I'll do that sometime. Jacob says, salute, brother. Talk to you soon, Brian. Hey, are you guys following Jacob? Jacob's putting in the big burpee reps. He's nursing a sore knee right now. I'm hesitant to say injury because, man, I'm really hoping it's just a sore knee. Mocha says, hi, little ray of sunshine, flower, with a flower. It's a fitting nickname for you, Flower. Nightwatcher says, frickin' gambling ads on YouTube. Sad to see the YouTube platform quality going down. Nightwatcher says he wants to buy a new laptop for my mother. He needs it because of work. Hey, Nightwatcher has mentioned that his mother is doing quite well on YouTube as well. Oh, when to buy? I thought you said when. Well, good. Good for you guys. They got a $500 laptop for $300. That's how much haggling culture and cheap culture we have in Bangladesh. That's my once a day practice of saying the word Bangladesh. I'm going to throw in that our friend Flower is from Myanmar, because that's my once a day practice of saying Myanmar. When our friend Barb comes in, I'll practice saying her her name as well. Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and say it now. I got it written down on a cheat sheet. La Akira. La Akira. Names like that have to be, for me, they have to be practiced in order to give it the due respect to the beauty of the name. Gordy says, Nightwatcher, that's awesome. Well done. It is awesome. Absolutely, to be able to do stuff like that for someone that's so important to us. Milka said, you've earned that nickname, Flower. Yes, she has. And I've been told that I have to read this. All right. Let me put my game face on as much as I'm able to. Of course, as soon as I say put on my game face, I start smiling. Thanks. You guys put me in an awkward position. Adventure Nomad says, will you tell us about your Algonquin Park experience? We went there, this was in probably 91 or 92. Before most of you here were even born. Specifically because we wanted to see the wolf packs. that was the whole purpose of the trip. We drove up through Michigan into the Upper Peninsula because they have wolf packs there. But man, it's really hard to see them there. The best bet was to see them in Algonquin Park. So we drove from Upper Peninsula. We took the ferry from Sault Ste. Marie, which is a town in the uppermost part, into Western Ontario, and then drove up through there into Algonquin. And we camped, not for long, because we had some more driving to do. We wanted to drive down into Toronto as well. So we camped for 2 nights. We did the wolf tour, where you're with a guide, and they drive you out. And this was a female. She would get out and she would howl, and you'd hear it echoing through the hills. And then, if you were lucky, you'd get a reply back, and the whole thing would cascade. Great experience. Beautiful country. Saw lots of moose as well. Would love to go back. Our friend Dottie is here. Dottie says, hey there all. Flower said she was hoping that you would come in today, Dottie. And I mentioned that I hope so too. Not much wants to know how old Ahmed is. Ahmed says, best wishes for your success, sir. Thank you. And you know what? I'm starting to get where I would like to be. And I got to mention again that it's because of each and every one of you guys. Okay, says, no problem, Yogi. I love your channel. Thank you for that. And, of course, the feeling is 100% mutual. You and Odom, Micro Farmer, my go-to gardening channels. I had one just pop up now, Growing What I Eat. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him or not. Good stuff as well. Kay very uniquely and seamlessly, I should add, blends the gardening and fitness so well. It's just, again, seamless is the expression that I'm looking for. It's just how she can go right into one and then the other without losing a beat. By right, I could say it's a Kay Renee channel. To me, that's the best kind of channels. That you might specialize in one thing, but you go there for that particular person. Ahmed says that he is 49. It got you by a decade, my friend. Jacob says, much love and respect to you, Mr. Eric. I appreciate, we all appreciate your content and your wonderful vibes. Salute. Thank you for that, Jacob. Really appreciate that. I appreciate it all the more because, you know what, I think if I've accomplished anything on YouTube, it's been in making some good friends with outstanding channels and content, and with that same kind of vibe that you're talking about, Jacob. Flower says, won't be active that much because I'm drawn. To me, that's the priority. Pursue your art, pursue your passion. I appreciate being on as you do that. Ahmed says, Sir Eric, video are amazing. Thank you. I'm getting better with the shorts. That's been my most recent chosen art form, and I'm really pursuing it with a passion. And Milka can vouch that when when something strikes me, my enthusiasm, when I become passionate about it, I'm definitely all in 100%. And I've been told that I have a tendency to drag others with me on my enthusiasms. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Maybe Mocha can speak on that a little bit. Dottie says, just added you, Ahmed. Awesome. Let's see. I'm going to bring Ahmed's channel up real quick. I like bringing channels up as we're talking about them. I got to say, for birds, Muramed is the place to go. Absolutely amazing. As well as just putting out some really beautiful content. Hope you guys get the opportunity to spend time there. Night Watcher says, fun fact, before curse words were like actual curses, so if you damn, it was seen as a much larger offense. And so people started saying darn as a less controversial word, and even that was offensive. So then you use the word gosh. That is a fun fact. Interesting. You know, Mocha is was in the military a linguist, although I think something like that, I'm hesitant to say was. She still retains that quality, that interest in language. So that's definitely the kind of stuff that she would find interesting. Just, she loves all things about languages. Ahmed says, thanks, Dottie. That's your kindness, my friend. Goldie says, yes, and I'm sad because they use Jesus as a curse word, which just doesn't make sense to me at all. How do you use, regardless of your faith, regardless of your religion, Jesus is widely, universally known as the Prince of Peace, the essence of love. So how do you use that name as a curse word? How did Christians, I could understand it if you weren't a Christian. I wouldn't like it, but, and I guess I wouldn't understand it, but at least I could, maybe it would make some kind of sense. But Christians doing it, I just don't understand. Adventure Nomad says that was a great adventure story. Thank you. You got me, you really have me interested in the stealth camping. For those who don't know, Adventure Nomad YouTube channel where it's all about camping. Let's see, I got him up somewhere. And one of the descriptions is stealth camping. And I asked him what that was, and he told me it was camping in more urban areas, in places where you wouldn't normally associate with camping. And that just really has piqued my curiosity quite a bit. Dottie says Dave's channel was great. Odom says, yes, he was one of my members. That's probably how I came across him, I bet. He has a He did a little live stream about an hour ago. Quick cucumber harvest. Mocha was talking about cucumber sandwiches the other day. How did that come about to be such a thing? Cucumber sandwich. Or how did it come across being something fancy? Cucumber on bread. Doesn't seem very fancy. Let's see, what did I miss? Dottie caught her typo. Goldie says, is that a running joke between the two of you? Odom says, it's so Dottie, people call me that all the time. I've been called a lot of things. I'll be honest, I have never been called an old ham before. Dottie says, I think shorts get you more views, I find. Yeah, that's definitely been the case for me. But the other videos I do, the burpees, obviously you're going to have a limited interest for people. So I think more and more my channel is going to be, I'm always going to put out the burpee stuff. And I love after my burpee, my whole channel started because after my burpee set, I sat down and started talking about the things that I teach, breath work and yoga and meditation, and all the years of spiritual practice, decades and decades of spiritual practice. Yep, man, I'm falling behind. You know what? I got a compliment from Goldie, and I guess that went to my head. But yeah, I think more and more it's going to be live stream and nature shorts, and that's not a bad combination, because both are reflective of what I want to put out there, which is basically just positivity, good vibes, encouragement for everyone to talk about inspiration, living an inspired life, help people if they want to start meditating or doing some sort of yoga or doing some breath work. Gordy says, but I didn't want to offend you, Odom. I thought it was a joke between the two of you. Ahmed says, sir, I tried to share with friends birds and their beauty, sir, and you do an excellent job. I don't think anyone on YouTube does it better. Just, they're awe-inspiring. I got a friend who wrote a book, Facebook friend, James Plath. He also has a YouTube channel. He wrote a book, The Bible, or The Gospel of Astonishment. And it's living a life of allowing yourself to be astonished. And if you don't wake up every day and see something that absolutely astonishes you, then you might be half asleep as you go through the day, because it's just we live in a beautiful, awesome world. This is why I always love Genesis. Was it the sixth day, Goldie, when God looked around and saw all that he created and declared that it was good? Didn't leave anything out. He didn't leave anything out. He didn't say, oops, poison ivy. Didn't mean to do that. All of it. Everything. Didn't say ostriches. What was I thinking? Every little bit of it. Like what you says, I deleted Viber. We had a Viber here. Ahmed says, but a long video is not give views. I think that's tough for a lot of people. I don't know why though. Because again, it's just you're putting out beautiful stuff. You can meditate to what you put out. The long stuff that you put out, all of it can be something that you sit and have on for meditation. Dottie says, I love camping and hiking channels. Me too. So definitely check out Adventure Nomad. Matt says, my English language is not good. Coming in your live stream, I learn more. Thanks, all friends. Glad we could serve that purpose. I should apologize, man, if you learn any English from me. That might not be the best thing. I got to be honest. I'm a native English speaker, but I don't feel fluent in it at all times. Our friend Noble is here. Hello, Yogi. I will be going my workout in a couple hours. How the heck are you? Yo, Yogi King. I'm good. Noble, how are you? Looking forward to checking out your workout. For those who don't know, Noble is doing the One Punch. It is One Punch, right? Workout. One Punch Man workout. And it's a 6K, 6.2. It's 100 push-ups, 100 bodyweight squats. Is it 100 sit-ups too? Dottie says, over here, cucumber and tuna sandwiches are very yummy. Interesting. Cucumbers are very refreshing. I'm not a big cucumber fan. I used to, when I was juicing all the time, I would juice cucumbers. Mix it. You can mix almost anything if you put apple to juice it with. Apple cucumber, apple carrot, apple broccoli. All of it works very well. Adventure Nomad says, your burpee videos seem very advanced to me. Would you maybe do a video for beginners? Yes, I would. I'll either do a video for beginners or I'll talk about how to do. We talked about this with our friend Bessalina, The Best Way. And Duncan Walsh had some great advice on how to do it. Start with 10 minutes. Don't worry about how many reps you get. Just put up a timer. And even if you're doing 1 rep a minute, 2 reps a minute, it doesn't matter. You just want to work steady, recover as much as needed for that 10 minutes. Write down how many you get, and then the next time you do, you try to do a little bit better without forcing it, without, putting yourself in a bad position. You just try to get a little bit more. So yeah, I'll do that soon. Hopefully you'll come in here sometime when Duncan Walsh is here. He's a just probably one of the best program designers that I know for sure. I'm writing myself a note. And I will try to talk about that tomorrow, before and after my workout. Howard says, hello, Drunken Noble. That was a good nickname. Noble says, I am One Punch Man now, Flower. Yes, he is. He's putting in that workout. That's a huge workout. Running boy, Laradak asked if Laradak is in the chat. He was. Hey, Vasilina, I was just talking about you. I did not see you come in, as I'm doing my best to catch up. Vasilina, Mocha says, hello, beautiful Vasilina, and she means that 100% sincerely because she has visited your channel. Laradux was in the chat, Runner Boy. I haven't seen him for a bit. Odom says, I think I'm going to focus on shorts and videos. Get away from the live stream. For me, the big thing with live stream was, I enjoyed doing it, but I didn't do it for that long. Half an hour was a long time for me. And then on the suggestion by Masha Mayhem Miracles, who is live now, and guys, if you want to grow your channel, that's the place to go. That's the place to participate. And that's key, that you're there to participate. You're not expected to show up and say, hey, subscribe to me. You're expected to go up and be a friend and a supporter. And if you do that, magic happens. Helping other people is the best way to help yourself. Yeah, but she mentioned to me that she got monetized by going live for, hours. And it was pretty quick for her. So that's why I decided to double up my time. And it was also sort of an interesting challenge. Did I have anything to talk about for an hour, let alone 2 hours, let alone 6 hours, or like our friend Noble, 12 hours? Let's see. Ahmed says, Odom, short is better than long video, my friend. You definitely get more views, I think. And I think, who else just mentioned that? Was it Flower who mentioned that? Flower says, I'm awesome now, watching Yogi's live. Thank you for that. How are you? Vestlina says, I'm doing great. Thank you. Taking a break from work to come say hi. I appreciate that. I was talking about you and the suggestion from our friend Duncan Walsh. Night Watcher says, Yogi, you start multi-streaming on Twitch, both the YouTube and Twitch live stream going at once. You mentioned that before. I need to look up Twitch. Goldie didn't seem to have a very high opinion of Twitch. Was it Twitch, Goldie? I don't remember. Hey, Goldie should be, I think we got through that half-hour period, so Goldie should be off work by now. Vestalina says, well, synchronicity. We were actually talking about synchronicity as well. And I'm all caught up. Flower says, is it weird to pretend the trees are conscious? Because I have a tree in my front yard, and I named it Melly. Two things. Why did he name it Melly? What struck you as the tree was a Melly type of tree? And 3, in my view, in the yogic as well as Buddhist, as well as quantum physics, everything is consciousness. Everything is partaking in the one consciousness. Odom says, I get way more views on videos and shorts. Interesting. I get way more on shorts than videos. But my videos, again, it's me doing burpees. there's a built-in limit on how many people can watch one old bald yogi doing burpees in his basement. I knew that getting into it. I knew that, this isn't going to be a money-making endeavor. Oh, Odom says watch hours. I mean, yeah, I could see that. Mocha says not weird at all, Flower. I agree with Mocha. Goldie is walking to the train station. Awesome. I'm glad we were able to keep you company for your last half hour. Best line, it says, oh, well, I love that. I feel connected to the universe. Yeah, that's the whole thing with those synchronicities. Is it just shows us everything is in communication with itself. This is why prayer works. If prayer didn't work, then if we were separate from each other, if we were separate from the ultimate consciousness itself, and you could call that God, you could call that reality, you could call it life. If we were separate, there'd be no means of communication between the immaterial and the material. But we know that prayer works. There's actually been, we know that prayer works because intuitively we feel it in our heart. Not only does it work for the person that we're praying for, we get benefits praying for someone. Those feel-good hormones are released within our system. So you want to feel better, you want to heal yourself, pray for someone. Pray for anyone. You don't have to know them. Pray for the people in Ukraine. Pray for people in Israel and Gaza. Pray for every single person in the world that comes. In the yogic tradition, the Vedic tradition, I talk about this fairly often, there's a principle of, and practice, giving each person you encounter every day a gift. And like all practices, it means you got to forget about it a lot of time. But you just keep coming back to the practice. It doesn't matter if you forget. A practice is a practice. And the gift doesn't have to be physical, although it could be. It could be a flower. It could be a rock that you found pretty that you just wanted to give someone. It could be a smile, a well wish, holding the door for someone, letting someone get ahead of you in a traffic jam, forgiving someone who didn't let you get ahead in a traffic jam. As well, it could just be a thought. It could be a blessing. That's the whole reason of Namaste. The light or the divinity within me salutes the light or the divinity within you. Or in the Buddhist tradition, it's metta meditation. Metta means loving kindness, and you're offering people loving kindness. May you be happy, may you be at peace, may you be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. Flower says, because one time I was waiting for my mom's friend to come pick me up for school, and I asked, is he here yet? And the wind blew to the side that the cat was supposed to come in, and a few minutes later he came. Awesome. Odom says, watch hours, I mean, you don't make money from views. I thought that's actually how you did make money, was from views. That watch hours mainly counted for getting monetized. And then after you monetize, watch hours themselves become a little less important. Flower says, I don't know, I might just be crazy with my little imaginations. No, I don't think you are at all. I think the people with those kind of imaginations, Flower, are the most sane people of them all. Goldie says, thank you. You're welcome. our pleasure to keep you company. Night Watcher says, Yogi, you should really read the, you know, I'm not going to pronounce that right, and then you're going to correct me, but I'll give it a try anyway. Ibn Battu, the travels in the autobiography and story of the traveler, Ibaruto traveling across the Africa, India, China, and even Malaysia. Yeah, you mentioned that, and I have it written down, so I will check it out on Amazon. And Mocha says, you're not alone in your connections to nature, Flower. It's beautiful. It is, definitely. Mocha and I talk about that stuff pretty often on our walks. Flower says, just now I went outside and felt weird, like it wasn't safe, and the wind kept blowing and blowing, and I usually don't pick up my dog up, but this time I did. I went into the room and the wind stopped. Weird. It's good to learn to listen to those inner promptings, the intuitions. Flower says that's truly weird, and I'm still shook up from that experience. Flower says you make money from advertisements, not views. A million people could watch your videos, but not one of them get ads pull for zero money. First line it says, take care everyone. Gotta run. Catch you later. Blessings to you all. Thank you, Bestelina. Really appreciate you coming by. Let's see. Let's look around and see who is still live. Our friend Mayhem and Miracles is still live, which is no surprise at all because she puts in monster sessions. Her and Noble both do. And we'll see if anyone else is live. Noble says he will be going live in a few hours. I think that's about it for right now. So, amazingly, I got 15 likes for the day. That's pretty awesome. Very much appreciate that, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm still cruising a bit. Even with YouTube Shorts, you never know what's going to capture someone's attention. Some videos that I think are just so awesome that they're going to be, you just capture something that you don't see all the time or from a different perspective, and you think it's going to blow up. Nothing happens. And then others, for whatever reason, they just take off. Which is good reason to keep trying, because you never know what's just going to capture the collective imagination. Mocha says, that is odd. You listened to your intuition and went back inside. which is important because if you shrug that stuff off, um, pretty soon your intuition stops, has no reason to tell you anything. You become disconnected from it. You become disconnected from the communication of the universe itself. You got to keep those lines of communication open. Flower says, one time I was outside and the wind, let's see, the wind was blowing, so I jokingly danced with Molly, and the wind blew to the side, and I raised my hands too. I was windy, but yeah. Flower says, to Miss Mocha, yeah, I'd rather be inside than outside at night. I like the early mornings when it's still dark. Just right before it starts, even before you start getting that hint of light. My favorite time of the day. Night Watcher says, so Yogi, so what's coming up now? Flower says, I meant it, not I. Yep, as I read that, I figured that's what you were saying. So let's see. Night Watcher says, want to make up a rap song while dancing in a princess dress. You know what? Not even a little bit. Not even something that's ever occurred to me to do before. Although I have tried to make up rap songs before. Obviously not very well. I have started to rap, and Mocha instantly puts an end to it. Instantly shuts it down. Night Watcher is asking for a rap. I think you have me confused with our friend Noble. I think Noble would rap for you. I think Noble would give a really good rap. But it ain't gonna happen for me. I'm here to drop yogic knowledge. If I could drop yogic knowledge in the form of rap, I would certainly do so. And someone more talented than me could probably do that. Some great people in the rap world are great yogis. Russell Simmons being one of them. Goldie is waiting for her train and got the last minutes from the sunset. Beautiful. Those are definitely magical moments. Last minute of lights. Sunrises almost always seem more subtle to me, and sunsets just seem I don't know, bold, big, blazing, like the sun is going out with one last act of passion. Flower says, I want to go get bread outside, but the wind is still blowing, and I don't feel safe yet. Night Watcher wants to know where you're going to get bread at 1 a.m. Flower says, Miss Goldie, lucky like you should be. So one of the things I brought up on my computer to talk about and never quite got around to. Santosha. Santosha is a Sanskrit word that is translated to contentment. Yogi is a togi. Flower wants bread. Who was a mogi? Goldie says I'm going to post it as a very clumsy, shaky short. What I found is even shaky at a certain angle for me. Something's always going to be shaky. But I was just going to say exactly what Flower says. I'll enjoy it anyway. It doesn't take away anything from the beauty. For one, those experiences, catching a sunset, catching a sunrise, they're always meant for us alone. And then to be able to capture it and share it is just adding to the magic of the entire experience. So, yeah, it's just sharing that beauty. And it's going to make a hoagie. I really think, Night Watcher, that you should do a video of rapping that. The Yogi rap. He's rapping away. Gordy says I was trying to make sure that nobody else is in the picture. Very considerate of you. And in conclusion, Yogi is a doggy equals doggy. All right, I can handle that rap. But man, you went all in on the rap. I really think you need to do a video. So I'm wondering, 15 likes, if that is the most likes I've ever gotten. And I think at one time, if I'm not mistaken, I had over 15 people popping in. Not for long, but just enough. I always appreciate, like I said, anyone who pops in for any reason and for however long they decide to stay. Med says, sorry sir, I received a call. Night Watcher says that was not a rap, and it seemed pretty rappy. Goldie says, well done, Eric McCartney. Thank you. Med says, yes, sir. Night Watcher says, it wasn't even trying to rap. It was just a random word mix. It was pretty good. So, let's see. Flower says you should watch a channel called Just Jules. I could check that out. Goldie says, on the tram, not a train. Ah, my mistake. Night Watcher says that earring is kind of cool. I appreciate that. I like my earring. I've had my ear pierced since I was a kid. I think I was maybe, 13 or 14, and I had to hide it from my parents, which, of course, as always happens, um, the ear gets infected, and I got to tell my parents what I did. They took it all pretty much in stride, surprisingly. Ahmed says, Goldie, great job, my friend. And Goldie says, um, trains are for going out of town. I was going to ask the difference between a train and a tram. I think he was talking about for doing putting the short out. Adventure Nomad says, I appreciate the Yoda talks from our yoga guru. Thank you for that. That's the main purpose of doing the live streams. Yoga, philosophy, different philosophies. Not for the sake of comparison. I have no interest in comparing my worldview with someone else's. Not in a compare and contrast way. I have interest in learning about everyone's worldview. Both Goldie and I have a different way of seeing things, but I very, very much appreciated hearing her approach to life. What gives her meaning? How does she navigate life? What makes her happy? I love hearing about her connection with God. Matt says, Goldie, have a safe journey. Night Watcher says he doesn't really like tattoos or piercings. The natural body is like the most beautiful. I have a few tattoos. I don't remember how many. Mocha has more than me, and she has more piercings. I only have the ear. Ahmad's going to visit her video. Goldie says it's always safe in her town, even late at night. That's awesome. Mine, it's fairly safe. It's actually voted one of the safest cities, towns in the country. Few issues, still have to be careful, but overall it's pretty safe. So I will probably this evening talk about Santosha. Santosha is the Sanskrit word for contentment. It's one of the niyamas, which are personal observances that make the foundation of yoga. And it's what I want from my channel, that sense of contentment. People say, how big do you want your channel to be? I don't know. As big as what makes me content. Meaning, yes, I'd love to support myself doing the things that I love doing. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to find out. And to me, those yogic principles, contentment, become all the more important when you explore that. Flower wants to know if I've checked that channel yet. Not yet. I will. Probably when I'm done, when the end of the live stream, which is probably going to be in about 5-ish more minutes, maybe. I do want to bring up Goldie's channel so I can have her short prompted and ready to dive into. Let's see. Night Watcher says Bangladesh is very dangerous at night. Human trafficking and the R word is very common in Bangladesh. Gordy says, not here, Night Watcher. The residents of my city are mostly peaceful. That's awesome, and I'm happy to hear that. I would love to see that spread. Gordy hasn't uploaded the video yet. I'm just being watchful. I like having it up. That way, it's just there as a reminder. Keep checking. Plus, I get the opportunity to check out the awesome gift that your daughter presented to her friend, the dragon with the awesome box. I make such a big deal of the box. I don't want to take anything away from the dragon. The box just mystified me. Have you guys checked that out yet? Definitely go watch and then watch again. An amazingly talented young lady. Flower says, I do not like the military here. You mentioned that before. And you know what? I'm really sorry that you have to... that is the way your homeland is right now. And I hope that it gets more... that it just grows more and more peaceful. Goldie's waiting to get home first. Goldie says she's thinking about going live on Friday afternoon. That would be awesome. Amy's here. Amy, how are you? Always appreciate it when our friend Amy comes in. I cannot have Amy come into a chat without again mentioning the awesomeness of her woodworking, the scrolling. Just amazes me that someone is able to get their fingers to work in such an intricate way with that type of tool. Just as amazing, in the opposite direction, our friend Squirrel Sniper, being able to carve with such detail with a chainsaw. Man. Not what you says. I do not like Myanmar either. They use social media to cause unrest and disdain among Burmese people to kick out and destroy the homes of the Rohingya, did I say that right? People, and drove out the already poor Bangladesh. Amy says she's doing well. Night Watcher says Myanmar military, I mean. Goldie says, I'll be walking by the river. They developed it so nicely and planted wildflowers on the banks of the river. That sounds awesome. Absolutely beautiful. Looking forward to seeing that for sure. Flower says, we have in-country wars. You have in-country wars, so basically no one can help. Goldie says that she's so sorry. I am too. What we can offer is prayers that things will change. And they have, you know, they have changed in places like that before. So when one change for peace has happened, then it is possible everywhere. Here's what I found, the solution for peace. We've talked about this before. It starts with each and every person. Become peaceful. And by that I don't mean just, you know, almost everyone would say, well, I am peaceful. I don't engage in war. but are you at peace with and within yourself? Have you developed that unshakable um, sense of peace that really only comes when you've explored your connection with others, your connection with the world, your connection with the universe, your connection with God? And then you get that unshakable. The Buddha describes it in the Dhammapada. Um, give me 1 second. If you meditate earnestly, pure in mind and kind in deeds, leading a disciplined life in harmony with the Dharma, you will grow in glory. If you meditate earnestly through spiritual disciplines, you can make an island for yourself that no flood can overwhelm. An island for yourself that no flood can overwhelm. That's the whole spiritual goal right there. And from there, it spreads outwards. And that what you says, Grace Boone was the main cause of the disdain to the Rohingya people and the military social media propaganda. They drove and destroyed the houses of the Rohingyas and drove them into Bangladesh as refugees. I'm sorry for that as well. Goldie says, I have war across my border too, and we were happy to help out the Ukrainian refugees. Yeah, from what you told me, Goldie, Romania really stepped up, which is awesome. So, I think we're going to wrap things up for the afternoon. I'll be back this evening. This is a good opportunity, guys. Just sending out a prayer for world peace. It sounds overdone. People have been praying for world peace forever, but we don't stop praying for it, ever. Milka McCarty says, thanks for helping them, Goldie. Definitely. Goldie says, but all we can do is be kind to those who are seeking shelter. Agreed. 100%. Eric LaPointe was here. Another great live. Goodbye, everyone. Eric, thank you again for your quiet presence. Speaking of Eric LaPointe, I'm sorry. We need to visit his channel and see what's up. Again, I always like I like checking out the channels as people come up, just to see anything new. And I'm glad I did, because May 28th, 2024, I got nothing but a big old cow's nose staring right at me, point blank. And that just made my day. 1000%. This is the happiest that you'll see me all day, is right now looking at a cow, 2 cow videos from our friend Eric LaPointe. A day doesn't get any better than that. Ever. Flower says, where did he come from, Eric? Eric's a quiet presence. Ahmed said, Goldie is true. Amy says, take care, Eric. Sorry, I didn't know you were here. That's okay. Oh, Eric. Eric LaPointe, Eric. Yeah, again, he's a quiet presence. He is the ninja of YouTube live stream. You just never know. You get the sense that he might be nearby, but you never know when he's going to leap. Flower says bye, has to leave early. That's okay. We're going to shut things down. I'll be back later. I know you'll be asleep, as you should be. Oh, and speaking of sleep, Night Watcher, you have to let us know how the exams are going. Milka says, sorry to hear that, Night Watcher. And Flower, your countries need a break from all the fighting. Yes, they do. And I have never heard of the Rohingyas. No, I'm going to look them up. Goldie says, every human being wants peace, Night Watcher. I agree. Ahmed says, appreciate Goldie. Eric Point says, it's okay. I can't see my phone in the daylight, so I don't text sometimes. Milka says, bye, little ray of sunshine, Flower. And goodbye to everyone. Again, one more time, guys. Just prayer from the heart. Peace, each and every one of you. And from there, it spreads and it spreads and it spreads. That's how we do it. Anyone has nothing better to do later tonight, about 5-ish, 5:10, come on by, hang out. And I'll see you guys then. Or tomorrow, as the case may be. Ahmed says, Eric, thank you for your kindness, sir. And thank you. Ahmed, again, I really appreciate your support. And goodbye, goodbye. Pray for peace upon everyone. Definitely. Milka says, agreed. The government is at fault, and the people are always caught in the crossfire. It's tragic. It is tragic. Ahmed says, best wishes for your good health and stay blessed. Thank you, my friend. Take care, everyone.